ninth month, end of trimester abortions are now legal. So each year we kind of have this thing where we get to the end of the year, especially 2018, we look at the lives and deaths of multiple people around the world and think about the people we miss, the people that unfortunately we lost, or the people that we're thankful are still around. Unfortunately, it seems in 2019 it doesn't really even matter. The main thing you can look at in all this is the fact that we now think that, apparently according to New York, and most recently some other states that jumped on board too, ninth month, end of trimester abortions are now legal. See, here's what I don't get. The thing that's amazing, when you just think of the idea that the fact that you're even alive, there is just infinitesimal. There is a significantly, extremely small, tiny, infinitesimal chance that you would even be alive. Your mom had to meet your dad. They had to procreate. They had to overcome the fact that millions of people deal with the issue of infertility. They had to actually overcome those odds, be one of the few that actually get that responsibility and privilege, and make you. Then go through the whole birthing process with none to as little difficulties as possible to actually have you with nothing being an issue. We look so lowly at that, or we think about it so little, that it doesn't matter enough to even realize that we should give children the opportunity to have that same result. Now, I did hear back from somebody. I posted something about this earlier in the week and kind of gave it some time to learn what I could, hear from people, and listen. One individual, I'll leave their name and who they were out, told me, well, this is for women that have a high risk of mortality, a high mortality rate in birth. Now, here's the thing. I get that. That can be extremely scary. I wouldn't want to face my own death, my own mortality. But to parents, it's a different thing, or at least should be. Parents that actually have kids, and I can say this now, would do anything for their child. We have a son on the way, Killian, and we have had issues. If you follow my Instagram, Facebook, basically anywhere, you saw that Sarah had an issue, has had a couple actually to this point, but had an issue just the other day. We had to go into the hospital. We had to have a battery of tests done. We have to have 2 more tests done, and it was scary. And in those moments I was sitting there and I was thinking, even without him being born, praying, just asking that things be okay, I would give anything, my life included, to make sure he was safe. Here's the thing. Parents facing that mortality would likely, more than likely, give their lives for this child, these children, especially if they just carried them for 9 months' time. This isn't even coming from a male perspective. I'm not a woman, and I could easily say that carrying a child for 9 months would make you much more likely to give your life for that child. But even looking at it from that perspective and thinking, as a man, maybe I don't know. Maybe I've got no idea. So I asked Sarah. She faced a similar issue. Doctors telling her, you're much better off if we just terminate this now. Your baby's going to have so many more issues than you're capable of dealing with if this your baby even lives. Who unfortunately, I would wish it on no person in the world. And all 3, my worst Jackson, Abby, and Alyssa, are fine today. Was diagnosed with cancer. Then I came across this story. She was told there was no possible way that she would survive, and nor would her baby. Her doctor went on to say that it's fine. When she told him that she wasn't going to give up the baby, it's fine. That doesn't matter anyway. Your baby's just going to self-abort. She refused to take that as an answer. She stood up she found another doctor who was willing to give her the care she should be given and her child, and she had a healthy baby. You don't have to believe in just what somebody says. That you can stand up for you and your baby's rights to proper health care. The person that I mentioned before went on to say, well, how would you feel if your wife had the opportunity, I think she said opportunity, of dying? What would you do? And I'll say the same thing I told her. One, I would trust the medical system. I would trust the doctor to do everything in his or her being, their being, to keep Sarah safe and the baby safe. I would pray that God's plan did not include taking either one of them. And we would sit and actually talk together and figure out what was best. Taking Sarah's feelings and the baby's potential into picture. We wouldn't just sit there and because some doctor or somebody told us that you're going to die if you do this, or the baby's going to die, or what have you, just say, okay, I guess just, kill it. Because that's what it is. The 9th month, final trimester, up until the baby's born, you are committing murder. I went on to read what this actually details. What exactly is it that makes up someone aborting a baby that far into development? And I'm going to tell you, especially if you're someone who's going to argue with me and post in the comments below how ridiculous I am, they have to take a needle filled with poison and inject it into the base of the baby's skull. The mother then has to carry that dead child until she can deliver the dead child. If the baby doesn't die, and they're still getting movement, if that baby is a fighter, if it wants to survive, they do it a second time. If this society suddenly decided that people over a certain age, if people with certain handicaps, if people that lived off the system and didn't need it, some people do, but didn't need it, just decided that they deserved to die. Not only that, but they went on to actually try to kill you, and you fought, and were sitting trying to survive. So they just redo the procedure again until you're actually dead. Tell me, how would you feel? Would you deserve it? As someone that didn't do, let's say, anything in your past before, never been in trouble, never did anything to anybody. We decided as a society you should die. Tell me how fair is that? This has been Eric with The Uncompromised Life. If you like our videos, you want to support, check out our website, go to the store, and see if you like anything there. If you make a purchase, excellent. It goes to helping us do this, helping me do this. If not, appreciate any love that you give us. A like, share, comment, subscribe, what have you. I'll see you when I see you.